spoke at 2 different events as well, which I'm still trying to follow up on those leads for Pittsburgh. So
okay,
things are
hated
going
that word, trying
well.
to follow up. Guys, I have McKenna on the line because she's in school at the moment. Kenny, do you, we would love to see your picture, but I just unmuted you. Hey, baby.
My car right
Oh, you know what? We don't have a good, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, there you are.
Hello?
Hey, can you see everybody? We can hear you.
I can see you.
Okay.
I can just,
All right, because you're on your phone.
I guess whoever talks, I can see.
Got it. You've got Justin, Michelle, Ania, and Dorothy, all my real estate professionals from Seattle. Kenny, just take over and go for it for a little bit, and then because I know you got to get back to school.
I'm actually good till 10:52.
All right. Will you tell? They're all in different phases of real estate. Will you talk about what you're up to and see if we can't?
Well, can I? Who in this like group of people is looking for buyers or sellers of homes?
Well, everybody always in the real estate world. That's what they always look for.
So, how many of you guys use social media advertising to search for buyers or sellers to sell properties, anything like that? Does anybody do anything with that?
Well, one of the problems, you can't ask questions because if you can't
I
see
can't
everybody,
talk?
Well, no, you can, but it's hard for you to see their faces and for them to tell you who they are. But trust me, this is the exact right audience for what you've built.
Okay, so I built this system that will allow you to not only generate leads, but generate the leads that you want to affect.
You know what, McKenna? We can't consistently, Kenny, we can't consistently hear you. McKenna? McKenna, we cannot hear you. You're
cold calling. And
baby.
Cold calling, it works, but it also doesn't work because you have no idea if they're interested. You have no idea what you're looking for.
Okay, so she doesn't realize that we can't. I'm going to mute her for a second.
Better data.
McKenna, we can't hear you. Your signal is cutting in and out. We can't understand what you're saying. Okay, all right, go do that and jump back on, okay? All right, so she created a lead capturing system and a funnel concept that I want to introduce to you guys, and it's in the real estate niche. So I wanted to test it out with you, see what you think, give her some feedback, and see if it's helpful for you to use her system. Rochelle, continue with what you were talking about. You had one, the one was a dog collar. Second,
can you hear me now?
We can hear you great now, yes.
Okay, so to continue what I was saying, so it's the system, so you guys cold call and you pay, from what I'm aware, you guys pay Zillow and Redfin and all. You're essentially paying your competitors for your leads, and you're paying for zip code leads in your area. And so my system does that, but I can get you a lead per person, $5 or less. And the most amazing part about this is before they even get in, before you get their email or phone number, we put them through a survey that asks them, hey, are you looking to buy your house, sell your house? What area are you in? What's your income? You ask them a set of questions, and then at the end of that, you go, hey, I would love to talk to you more. Based on what they answer with, you can choose what direction they go. Like you can choose the ending of what happens, and then you go, hey, I would love to set up a call. Hey, I have some information for you. Let me set you up with one of my representatives. And then that allows you to call them, and you already know what to say because you know what they're looking for, which will increase your close rate tremendously. And you get more leads because with social media advertising, you direct towards people who are 100% interested and ready to buy or sell, because you can control who you're targeting, which is, I think, the coolest thing ever. And it literally costs between $1 to $5 a person instead of paying $5,000 for 3 people maybe. And you can get zip code leads if you want people who are selling their homes, if they have things wrong with their homes. It's awesome. And within the training that I'm providing, we'll show you how to do Facebook ads and like contextual advertising for like Google, things like that, as well as social media. Because one of the coolest thing about real estate is you can get free leads essentially from social media, because I'll show you how to run so that your Instagram will run better. You get more likes, followers, how to put your content up there, because social media within your area of your network of like the place you live, if you can get 5,000 people to follow you, your face gets recognized. And with the social media advertising, I know a big thing for real estate agents is you want people to know who you are and you want your face. So like when someone goes, oh, I want to sell my house, I want to buy my house. Oh, I've seen this lady before in my social media. I'm going to trust her because I've seen her a bunch. So it gives a lot of credibility. I think it's the coolest system ever, and no real estate agents are using it. So I'm ready to help you guys, and I want you guys to succeed because that means we both succeed.
So Rochelle, given what McKenna said, given your business, how might that dovetail? So because each one of you has a little bit of a different interest, but I want to test her out and see how all this works. But what are you thinking, Ms. Rochelle?
Well, I'm thinking for me, I would like to go ahead and get the wholesaling side of things set up. So if she can find leads of distressed, property sellers, they don't even know that they're selling. I think much like Justin as well. That's
right. So Rochelle, slow down a second. Can you explain to her, because she creates systems can you explain to her what you might need given your niche of the business in real estate?
Are you talking about to me?
No, Miss Rochelle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, again, we're looking for people who are interested in selling their homes, distressed homes, homes that need work.
So they don't know that they necessarily want to sell.
Yeah. So the
Correct.
best way to do it is to be like, hey, you put out an ad and you be like, do you want to know how much your house is worth? Let me do this free thing for you. Let me tell you how much your house is worth. Let's see if you could make money, if you could make a profit off this. And then within the survey, you go, how much, I'm not sure what kind of technical terms for houses, but how much damage does it have? Do you have any broken leaks? How many of this? Or how much was your house last appraised for? Like things like that. Let me do that for you. And then you can hop on a call and you'd be like, let's set up a meeting. Oh, and then you walk through the house and you close the deal down.
So part of the training, and Rochelle, and each one of you might want to consider connecting with McKenna to help her create a survey that would help you. Because surveys are an ongoing changing thing.
And I would definitely, if you guys would help me with that, I would be more than happy to build, because I have a shareable funnel that has been proven to work for converting leads. I just been changing a little bit to make it more for real estate agents, but I'd be happy to build that for you if you'd help me go through some questions and things like that.
Ania, you're kind of new. Ania was a dentist. She sold her practice and she's now in the real estate world. Ania, will you tell McKenna, specifically in real estate, what kind of leads and opportunities you go after and how this might help you?
I look for leads, mom and pops who've owned their multifamily, meaning apartments, forever, and they just have never been in the real world, so they don't know the value of their apartment complex. And I would like to get to those guys before a broker gets to them.
Okay, so if I were you, I think an awesome ad for that, if I'm hitting the right part of this and what you do, is I'd be like, hey, do you own an apartment complex? Don't get stiffed. Do you want to see how much it's worth? And you want to create a rapport with them to show that you're a real person. You're not one of those broker companies. And I think that would do awesome. You put a list of like, how many units do you have? How many renters or buyers do you have? And then at the end of it, the big thing for realtors I know is you set up a call, because I know you guys can pitch and you guys can do it. You just got to get them there. But you want a warm lead. You don't want a cold lead. So that could be great for you trying to find complexes. And you could target. The best thing about social media is you can target those people. So you can be like, hey, you go into the little people, like you create an avatar and you go mom and pop business. You can even set an age. You can be like 50 to 75, 4 units or more, because they know all this information about you on social media. So you could target those people. I bet you could get 5 leads a month at minimum.
So that's interesting. And Ania, maybe you sit down and talk to McKenna, because I would have to say that the people that she's talking to don't necessarily even think about selling. So you'd have to be very creative to get into their heads about what are they already looking at on social media. Are they watching Dr. Phil or Judge Judy in the afternoon? But that's how specific. So one of the things, Nia, you might want to think about is who is that actual customer, because they're not looking to sell. So they're looking at something else. What are they focused on?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then the second thing that I want to focus on, because I've asked everybody to meet every week, is what kind of video, Ms. Ania, can you create that she can put into this funnel so that you become that trusted person to them? You're very sweet. You've got this great voice. You're very funny. And, you know, so you become, and I almost want to say that in that community, that you become a little bit of an expert, that maybe you put out some content about what we're talking about before you try to enroll them. Saying, hey guys, you know what? I've got a weekly YouTube live that really kind of talks about, I don't know, I mean, you tell me, Ania, you know these people, you've been meeting them, what might they want to learn
Well,
from
you could essentially, you could talk about how let's monetize your business with your apartment and say like, hey, let's do this. And then be like, hey, take this quick survey for me, and then get on the line and be like, hey, people are looking for this. This is what's hot in the market. But another hot thing in the market is selling your property, because we're at the top of this, and you give up a couple facts and you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. You'd be like, you can double your income, double your profits, or you can make a profit off this, and try to get them in on monetizing their business, which would, making content for that would be so easy. And then going into the fact, hey, what about selling? And then to get them more comfortable with you, to show that you're not trying to like pitch them on like, let's sell your property like they've been working on. It's more of like, let's build up your income, but let's also do this. That'd be a great retirement fund for you. Things like that.
Ania, who's your customer right now? Who have you managed to meet, and what are they like?
Who is my customer? I haven't managed to meet them yet, but they would be, again, somebody who's looking to retire and just let go of that monotonous every day to day, because I know all those mom and pops are owner operators and they're exhausted. And
That would be a
yeah.
great thing to pitch on. Be like, hey, are you in your, I'm not sure how old these people are, but are you in your 70s? Have you been working on your mom and pop, your business? It's going well, but are you ready to retire? Let's build you a retirement fund so that you can go off and live the life you want to live after this, instead of having to run it till you die, I guess, to make a profit and to be able to retire and live happily. Let me help you with that.
Yeah.
Nothing like having a 17-year-old talk about you dying and retiring.
Hey, it's a breath of fresh air. And just not to sidetrack, you know, what we want to do, or what I want to do, is build communities with these apartments. And, you know, usually these guys who've owned them forever have not been keeping up with them. You know, I want to make a better community for people who live there, you know, so it benefits everyone.
So I would challenge you for these next 4 weeks to look at the strategy that you're doing, whether it's meetups, where these people are, and then utilize McKenna, because your information will help her kind of formulate the different arenas of real estate. So that, I mean, I think that's very exciting. You know what, and Dorothy, we're gonna try and jump off at about 8 a.m. as well and do a 1-hour call for the next 4 weeks. Dorothy, will you chime in and tell McKenna what you do and what you're looking to do?
I'm a mortgage loan officer, technically. Like, I work for a broker firm. What I do is I need to find qualified buyers, so meaning that they can actually qualify for a loan.
And so how do you normally do that?
I get a lot of referrals. And
No, keep going, sorry.
yeah, typically I don't really go directly for the borrowers. I go with the realtors, or maybe some banks, so I get their fallouts.
So an awesome thing that you can do with social media is you can target people based on their income and their credit score, which is really cool. And you can target based on all those things. So when you're going after people to buy, you can be like, hey, you can target those people in that way, and then you can formulate your pitch to direct to people that have this income and this credit score and whatever kind of information you need. So all the people you're targeting have this, and then I'm going to guess that 20% of those people would be interested in buying at least a piece of property. And you can test it a bunch of different ways, but I think Facebook would be awesome for that, because I know the real estate company, the groups and stuff on there, they do so well, because there's always people looking to like buy properties and things like that.
Right.
So what kind of profile, Dorothy, would you suggest that you would want to go after? I think that's what's exciting as you're thinking about this, is you get to reverse engineer. unlike Ania, you actually have customers. So you know where they came from or who they are, or where they're already looking.
Yeah, so I do have a lot of nurses. I do have a lot of doctors, engineers, uh, business owners who are pretty successful. Like they've been in the business for a while, over 2 years, 3 years, and they're generating pretty good positive income. And I'm talking about like attorney who are business owners too, like these kind of profiles. But I'm not like ruling out people who are who don't really make as much. I also have clients who make $40,000 a month too. So it's really hard to say.
McKenna?
So so you have this avatar. So if you go for like doctors and things like that that have the income and the passive income, what I would say to do is I'd put a video out and be like, maybe not even a video, just be like, hey, let's make you passive income. I'm going to show you my top 10 secrets. All I need you to do is fill out this quick survey. And because I think surveys are awesome because you're calling these people, you already know what they want, and you can base your conversation off of that. And so you can be like, hey, you have passive income. Are you looking to increase your passive income? Maybe make a retirement fund. I have the best way in real estate wholesaling that we can get that to happen for you. And then you hop on a call and you get with them and you set up a meeting, and then there is your hot lead to go off of.
I don't do wholesaling though. I mean, I can refer it to Justin.
I thought you said wholesaling.
McKenna, I think you're at a little bit of a disadvantage because you can't see everybody's face and I know them, and let me take a screenshot and I'll give you some insight.
Well, no, I can see whose ever face is talking.
I know, but what I haven't given you and what's important for you is that the four of them are in very different businesses in the real estate world. The only thing they have in common, aside from loving your mother so much, is they all took Forbes Factor and they all want to level up. And so we've been on calls for the last 3.5 months to, just create free gifts, get on podcasts, grow the business, get over limiting beliefs. You've got Ania, who was a dentist and now she's shattered that practice and moving on to the next part of her life. You've got Rochelle, who when I met her, wanted, and now she's living this dream. Justin has changed his job. Dorothy is doing one thing and wants to do something, and they're all in a different phase. But I just wanted you to, I want them to connect with you because I want each of them to tweak and help you and them build surveys that serve their community. I think that's a good start. Mm-hmm. And then understanding how you can, because there's so many facets to real estate, correct?
Yeah.
So Justin, given what you've just heard, because Justin also has a job, and actually Justin, describe to McKenna what you're up to because it's fascinating.
On the job front or on the real estate person?
Do the Amazon part and then go into the personal.
Oh, the Amazon, basically I'm going to be looking for warehousing space for Amazon Fresh and Prime Now across the US. So in conjunction with that, it'd be distribution centers and also a parking lot for employees to park. So
he works for Amazon and he's learning how to do all this commercial. Now, on the other side of this, the business that you're growing and she can help you with, how would that dovetail?
So yeah, I do what is called wholesaling. That's what Rochelle was talking about. Trying to market to motivated sellers. Generally, there's something wrong with the property such that they can't sell it on MLS. So we're trying to find these people, get in touch with them first, build the rapport so that they would want to sell it to us.
So that would be so incredibly easy in my mind, I think, because if these people are already looking to sell, but they can't use the selling sites because they have something wrong, you can target them and be like, in your video, just be like, look, are you trying to sell your home? Are they not allowing you to? Look, let's do X, Y, and Z. Here's how I can help you. And then you have them take the little survey and be like, what's wrong with your house? Well, you ask all your questions that you would, set up a call. And then you've built this rapport because you already know what they're looking for. And I think it would be awesome for social media, especially with that, because you know who you're looking for and they are essentially kind of looking for you too.
Exactly. Yeah, this could definitely work. I mean, today what I'm doing is direct mail marketing, ringless voicemails, text messaging. This would be another marketing there to basically get them to raise their hand saying that they want to sell.
Yeah, that's the best. I think the best part about the survey things, I know I'm talking about a lot, but it's awesome because you can, so you ask them all these questions, and based on like if they can't sell their home because it's in a bad area or it's got problems or whatever the qualifying things are for it, based on how they answer, you can shoot a different page off the back of that so that you can target them differently instead of doing the cold leads of just texting like, hey, are you interested in selling your home? What's wrong with your home? Or just randomly emailing people. This gives more of a sense of community, kind of like, I'm here to help you. I know what you're looking for. Let's get this done.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So McKenna, I've got a question for you. This is Rochelle. So do you create like a single page, and are there bots involved, or is it literally just a funnel?
So it's just a funnel. There's I'm building this whole kind of free giveaway right now for real estate agents. So there is a bunch of free giveaways there's bots for social media that you can use that will kind of act as you. They'll do whatever you say, but they'll go. But in funnels, essentially what it is you have your ad, and then in the funnel, the first page is your survey, and it's like, hey, fill out this quick survey. Love to get to know you more. Whatever kind of grabbing headline we think of. And then after that, it's a page that, hey, are you looking to sell your home? Do you want to see how much your home is worth? Put in your name, email, and phone number, and we'd love to be in contact with you. And then the following page is like a thank you, and it's either so the cool thing with the end page is you like take these 3 steps to get prepared for our call. If you would get this information ready, and that would be awesome. Or underneath it, there's like a big or sign. It says schedule call right now. And do any of you guys use like Calendly?
I do. Yeah, I do.
So you can set up like a little like 15-minute call, and they can just go right there and set an appointment with you, which is also really cool instead of just like picking up the phone and calling them out of the blue.
So do you have an example of this that you can send us so that we at least have something to start with?
Yes, I have the funnel built that I'm ready to give away, but I don't have any of, today actually I'm going to make videos to like kind of show how to go through and edit it, but I'd be more than happy to send you guys a link. You do need ClickFunnels if I were to share it, like share the actual funnel with you to like go in so you can edit it. You would need ClickFunnels, but I can definitely share the link with you. Actually, my mom could do that right now if you guys want.
The link for lead gen growth?
Yeah, if you go into ClickFunnels and the title of it, it should be under cookbook, and it should say free real estate funnel giveaway, and you can just copy the link and send it. There's a couple like BS questions in there, but you could just, if you tap through the
Actually, before you do all that,
question.
McKenna, I just gave everybody your email.
Okay.
It's in the chat box. You guys, do me a favor. There's only 4 of you, so it's kind of a bit of a test group both directions to see how we can grow this. Because if it works for you, it'd be pretty extraordinary. It's McKenna Riley at Gmail. Pop her a quick email. Say that we're on the call. All right, McKenna.
Yep. If you send it to me and say that you want the funnel, I can share it with you. I can share the link with you.
All right. Anybody have any questions beyond Michelle?
No.
All right. I love you, baby girl. Go back to school.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So she, when we were at Funnel Hacking, she roomed with, what's her name? Heather Rickman, who does pretty well in she's really good. And McKenna's like, look, I can help you grow your business. And she's like, but you're 17. She's like, no, you don't understand. Let me build this for you. But that's why Heather paid like $5,000 to go to Funnel Hacking. And she ended up with my daughter, ironically, which is her roommate. How funny. But I think for all of you, what's interesting about pursuing number 1, McKenna, and going down this road just to see how funnels work. She's very insightful, and believe it or not, for everything you want to do, if you want to grow this beyond you need to learn how to automate, right? All right, so that's what I'm going to do over there. Rochelle brought up a very interesting point. This little level of expertise. I'm going to tell you, what does the word celebritize mean to you? Anita, what does that mean, to celebritize yourself?
To make yourself known to the world, who you are.
Right. Now, it doesn't need to be the whole world, and that's what's so interesting. It needs to be in your community. So if you can establish you as the go-to person, the celebrity for whatever it is that you're doing, you no longer have to look for any leads, they come to you. So I'm putting, hello. So I am creating this concept of what Rochelle is actually acting on, about how you get to speak about what you do and how you get to great thing about being on a podcast is you don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to. But for you to be that celebrity, that go-to person, here's the funny thing people don't realize in a company or in a family. You have a brand in a family. You're the guy that's always late. You're the one who drinks too much. You're always you got a brand, right? And so one of the most important things is to identify your brand. And I'm putting together a little bit of a formula for this from my perspective. So Justin, what's your brand?
For real estate or?
No, well, it could be for real estate or could be as a person.
I would say when I get feedback from other people, whether it's real estate or sports or family, very financially motivated and puts all in everything at all times.
All right, I'm going to want the four of you to write these things down because I'm going to want this next week. And here's what I want from you is my brand is, and Justin did a very smart thing. My brand is defined as how people perceive me. This is a personal brand. So, because what I want you to do, at least if I can do this in this month, it's going to make you the perfect podcast guest. So if you're perceived as the go-to guy, you're the financially motivated, inspiration, I don't know. And I need it to be so specific that if I stood you next to another guy your age, also in real estate, I would know who you are. Ania, what's your brand?
I've been told I'm a firecracker of the group, and then when I'm not at an event, everybody gets bummed out and they text me, why aren't you here?
Okay, and it's specific words. I love firecracker. So I'm gonna actually ask you guys to give me, this is kind of like your vision board for you. Hey, you're that, because Ania, you stand out in the crowd. In fact, we all do on some level, and it's a very assumption-based experience. You are a certain height in your case, you are a certain ethnicity, you are a certain, Justin, when I think about you, I see bright blue eyes, right? And that's part of your brand, like this beaming, not cherub, but that's not a good, brand for a guy probably, but you're trustworthy. So the word trust might be really good for you. I want you guys to start asking other people, how do I show up for you? Because if you can be that person, with these like 4 or 5 words, I can increase your celebrity. And that's what I'm working on right now. You guys have gone through a lot of emotional bullshit, so we don't have to deal with that now. Now we moved on to what it is that you want. We clarified a vision board where you're going. This is kind of the gas in the car to get you there. So for me, for years, I am the pitch queen. I am energetic, dynamic. Those words, when I show up, that's what comes with me. So when I get booked at an event or I get booked on a podcast, people go, wow, Forbes, you just brought the energy, but you also bring the knowledge. When you got McKenna on the phone, even though she's 17, you get a sense the word mature might come to mind, knowledgeable, interested, not interesting. She's interested in listening to you and helping. So Dorothy, in your community, in your world, even in your office, what's your brand?
I guess I'm the reliable person. I'm also very efficient. That's what people say.
Write down the word efficient. Write down, perhaps, maybe it's detail oriented. There was a word that was just coming to mind. Ania, when you look at Dorothy, what's a word that comes to mind for you about her? I like reliable. That's one of those things that we actually need, because I can look at most people and go, they're flaky. I don't want to work with them. If you're the reliable one, that gives you this little step up. But Ania, give me a word for Dorothy.
Focused.
Oh, all right, good. Give me a word for Justin.
Dependable.
Okay, write these down, even if you don't use them. That's what the brainstorming session is about. Give me a word for Rochelle. And Dorothy, maybe you want to write Rochelle's words down since she's driving and just send them to her?
Sure.
I see Rochelle, go-getter.
Oh, man, okay. If you're the go-getter real estate chick, I know that sounds crazy, but imagine I'm going to introduce her. Hey, everybody, on the show today, I've got the go-getter real estate chick. Not that that's the right words, but look at Justin just smiling. All of a sudden, that just gave her, even the word, again, I'm throwing words out. This is brainstorm, but the word chick. So that doesn't mean that she's a matronly old woman. That doesn't mean that she's too young. She's like the hip chick and everybody's best friend. Actually, Rochelle, I might write down, Dorothy, girl next door, because that makes her likable. Justin, give me words for everybody. And we will end at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Let's see. So Dorothy, consistent. Anila, just, I don't know, amazing. Just the amount that she's done and accomplished.
Okay, but she needs a word, amazing. I love that. I need a more of a brand word because we're trying somebody who doesn't know how amazing she is. It's a different kind of word.
Let's see. Accomplished.
I don't know. No.
Golly.
These are not brand words. You can't look at a phone and call it accomplished. You need a brand. I want you guys to start thinking about what the word branding is. That's who she is. How about one for Rochelle?
Let's see. Compassionate is what I see.
Oh, those are interesting words. Those are sub-brand words, but I don't mind them. That's how people see you. Dorothy, go.
For Justin, I think he's a doer. So,
Okay.
yeah. Anila, I don't know. She's so funny, like great humor.
Imagine if imagine if you were the humorous real estate. Does that mean that she might be more fun to hang out with than somebody who's boring and dry and ugh?
Yeah. So she would be like if I want to partner with somebody, because I don't really like to be funny. I would want her so I don't have to talk, so she can do all the talking.
I like that. How about Miss Rochelle?
Rochelle, I think Rochelle is really focused. Yeah.
Oh, you got a nice head nod from everybody, which, by the way, Rochelle, that's actually a huge accomplishment. Focused. Definitely driven, focused, go-getter. But see now how those words kind of now become part of this brand, that your logo might almost be, you know, a girl on the go with a briefcase because she's the go-getter. Yeah, that's interesting. It informs everything that you do. Dorothy, give me a word.
Give you a word. You are super energetic. I don't know where your energy comes from.
You know what? It comes from this crazy passion to help people and just get you guys to hear messages that I hear in Mike. I download these things. It's like, tell them what you know.
Oh, you know what? I think you're bright. Like every time I see you, I feel like you're bright.
Oh, I love that. All right, I'm going to write that word down. Actually, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Miss Rochelle, go for it. You're in the hot seat.
Okay, so let's see here. Let's start with Justin. Justin is dependable, trustworthy. He was the quiet guy in the back of the room that I knew was going to make things happen. So that's for Justin. That's a lot.
No, hang on, because I know you love to laundry list things.
Yeah, I do. Well, I have a lot of things because everybody has a certain.
Well, no. Okay, let me step back here. When you go to this branding brain, this is not who he is, not that he sat in the back of the room, not that he was quiet. I want the brand. I've got two guys sitting next to each other. They kind of look like each other.
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely, okay. 100%.
Give me another word.
Focused.
Give me another word.
He's going, driven. He's going to succeed. Quiet, but deadly.
Well, no, because I kind of thought dog with a bone. Here's what you each need to do. You need to kind of open that thesaurus and go, because while driven is nice or focused is nice, and you have those things, Justin, that's not the biggest brand for you. Because that could be the brand for everybody in the room who's doing well. And I will tell you.
But he's really it, though. So we got to just figure out how to say that he is the one. He's, again, the quiet guy in the back.
Call me Neo from the Matrix. You're the one.
That's the challenge. Is he emanates. That's him.
So I just had a flash. And this isn't it, but like the solidifier. What is that? He's the. If you're the go-getter, he's the what? Like imagine you're doing that kind of movie.
He's the one.
He's the one. Well, okay, that's too spiritual.
I get it, but
Justin, just because you're the only guy on here, we all just love you.
I know, man.
there was something about him again, the quiet guy in the back of the room, and I'm always kind of drawn to them anyway. But there's, he's smart, he's articulate, he's well thought out.
No, but guys, you're not. But okay, those are nice words. But now,
I know.
Justin, write these down. Write down the accomplisher. That may not be it, but I'm just kind of I'm the accomplisher. I get things done. That's not the right word either. But if you could put the word "the" in front of it, that's the brand. Ania is.
She's got fabulous energy, funny, but beyond that, she's incredibly driven as well. She's smart, she's articulate, and she's going to make it happen. But I think for her, it's her energy, because you want to do business with her because she's funny as shit, and she gets it done, and she's not afraid.
So give me a title. She's the what?
She's the one. I don't know. I got to think on it, but
now I'm doing duck, duck, goose. You're the one. No, you're the one. No, you're the one. I think now you're the one.
I think all of us are. I think that's the beauty of it, right? But just in a slightly different way, or maybe not. Maybe we're all going to get it done. I got to think on the words.
Right.
Dorothy, for me, Dorothy is very detailed. She's consistent. She's smart. She's I would love to see her go out more, grow more, risk more, I would say, because she's got so much to offer for me.
You're such a loving mom. That's not really the exercise. Just how you loved on everybody, Dorothy. Don't you feel good about yourself?
Well, I did. These are all the positive things that I love. Again, go for it. Go.
Right, but now the exercise is give me a word "the" in front of that. She is the what?
She's the one. She's she's
like she's almost like the not the silent powerhouse, but
she is.
Deadly
She is.
silent.
Deadly but silent.
Yeah.
She's not a fart.
I know.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking.
Dorothy, did you go? Did you do one for everybody?
For me?
Yeah,
No.
she did.
Oh,
So what's Rochelle's word? She's the what? She's the.
for me. I don't know. She's the mom.
She's the mom right now. Yeah. But actually, that's interesting because the word nurturing came to mind for Rochelle. And again, this is part of this exercise. It is so helpful to do this. And I'm going to tell you why, because I would like you each to get to the stage. You can do it next week or in 4 weeks, where you're a guest on a podcast.
I'm sorry. I thought of one thing that I want to share. I think Rochelle is the connector.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. The go-getter connector.
Yes.
Oh, you could build a whole platform on that. Because Rochelle had asked me privately to give her words like this. And I'm like, so now you got what you need. Because she's going to a real estate event with me on April 2nd. And if you introduced yourself or had a business card that said, hey, everybody, I'm the go-getter connector or something like that. Well, now I understand that one, you're out there doing it. And then the next question might be, hey, so what do you connect? And then you need that sentence. You know what? I connect people who want to enter into retail, who want to have a passive, whatever that word is. Brands shortcut who you are. So Dorothy, in the office, if you are the detailed, focused, get her done girl, I don't know, I'm more likely to give you a lead or refer someone to, that's why people refer people to you. But you haven't articulated it quite enough, because I'll tell you what, as it gets bigger and better, it's easier to give them to you because now we know who you are. So Nia, I'm going to say that for you, all right, you got to teach what you know. And when you do that, it informs you who you are. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is a great little medium, this little phone. What this does is it allows you, it makes you sit down and go, okay, I'm going to do a 3-minute video about what I know. That's going to be targeted at people who need to know me, because that's the celebritize I was talking about. So Justin, as you're going through this process without saying the company name, And again, you don't have to publish the videos. I don't want you to get in trouble, but you might, for you, it might be, hey guys, you know what? I'm going to start to educate you. If you're somebody like me who says, hey, I want to venture into real estate, but I've only seen the commercial guys do it at a big level. I've been thinking about how you go about acquiring a commercial. Again, I'm just riffing on this, but you hear where I'm going? You're not saying a company name. You're talking about strategies that you're learning that somebody else might also learn. Make sense?
Yep.
Everything that you guys are doing, there's somebody out there who has no idea that you can do this. And you know, one of the things that I would still, you know, be careful the pond that you fish in. I almost want to say that you could create a concept for dentists who want to invest their money in real estate. And how do you become that expert? Hey guys, how long were you a dentist?
17 plus years.
Right, you owned a practice, you understand it. You can talk about burnout. You know, hey guys, you know what? I'm gonna be the go-to, you know, I don't know, it's not like down on the mouth real estate. So something that, because they are an audience that has money. Now I know you wanna go after your real estate people or mom and pop who didn't know they could sell. The interesting thing about that road and that business plan is you're talking to mom and pop. So now you got to educate them. They don't know what a funnel is. They barely might even know how to use social media.
Right.
And while it's a good market, it might be a little frustrating. It might be, you might not initially, I want you to use that brain of yours.
I know my strength is investor relations and capital raising. But then I also, which I can do through dental professionals.
Yes, yes. I love you know what? I love that title. Write that down. Investor relations. I mean, you seriously want money to shake from the tree? And I would start to create a concept. How do you talk to a room full of dentists? Because I actually had that available, believe it or not. One of my real estate guys, he would only put dental and medical professionals in a room to sell them financial planning. Well, why? They've got money and they're all in the same mindset. So I would have brought you in if you are, so you somewhere in your title, in your branding, it's recovering dentist. Or you got it, because that's funny. You got to put that in there, I think, initially, because that.
Would you put that on a business card? Because yes. I have to get brand new cards. I ran out of all of them, and I want something to stand out. I don't want the boring photo, you know.
Recovering dentist turned investor relations expert. I don't know. Yes.
Right.
I want something.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You're not in the corporate world. Who cares? You could have a big t-shirt that says recovering dentist. Because here's the thing about you. You walk into a room and you are a brand. But now you need to define that. Because you're not the stand-up comic. You're not, I mean, not that you bring comedy to this, but you have an end goal. And I think if you kind of focus truly on marketing to dentists, this is what McKenna's talking about. You know, you create a survey with her that you identified to dentists only. It says, hey, you know what? Are you happy in your profession? You know, if you're like me and you devoted all this time and energy to get educated, open your practice, and now you're finding that you don't love it as much as you did. Well, why? Are you taking vacations? Is your money working for you when you're not working? Maybe you still love dentistry, but you want to discover real estate, but you don't have time. You know, and somebody answers all those things a certain way, you go, man, that's a customer for me. That's a dentist whose money's burning a hole in his pocket, who would trust you to help invest that. You know? What's cool is they say there's riches in niches. You have an amazing niche. And I would start to exploit that. So find the words that you would put on your card, and actually text me before you actually do your card, or just send me a picture of what you're thinking so I can just give you some feedback.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want 1,000 of those printed and you're like, oh, that sucks.
You know, if you go to the right print, it's $2.98 for 1,000, so don't worry about it.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
No, but it should be, you know, and here's another thing too. For you and for all of you, the size and style of the card. What is your leave behind? How do people remember you? You know, Justin, if you're out there in the field looking at properties and things, is there a leave behind that? Again, just think about, this is your marketing. Even within a company structure, you have a certain position. If you can continue to identify that. So Dorothy, are we staying in mortgage for a while? What are we doing here?
Seems like it. Seems like it. I don't know, like for the past few weeks, it's been pretty good in the business, and I frankly didn't really have the chance to start looking again.
Well, but what's interesting, this is another phenomenon that happens in coaching when you don't realize it. Sometimes the way you look at something changes, and then that changes for you. Part of you might have said, you know, I'm happy. Is it okay to be happy here? Or is it okay to make nice money or be comfortable for a little while? Change is not always a good thing, guys.
Mm.
And just because I bumped into you at this moment doesn't mean that you need to find a new job, create a new profession, or be crazy like Rochelle and just shatter your entire life and own businesses and start walking dogs. And, you know, you don't need to do necessarily that. We all intersect at a certain point. This is not an ending coaching thing. Did you get happier at work?
I'm actually very stressed at work. So I'm thinking like if I continue to do this, I need to hire somebody to help me.
Oh, that's interesting. Are you allowed to do that within work, or do you have to personally hire them?
Yeah, I can, because I'm actually an independent contractor, so I can hire whoever I want.
Oh, that's interesting. What would that person do?
That person will be like like me, because I would want to be the customer facing, getting clients in, and that person will be helping me with the paperwork, reviewing docs and stuff like that.
Have you ever had an employee or delegated?
I have it like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And then I guess I didn't know how to train it at that point. And then it didn't last very long. And then I was like, I'm just going to do it myself because I can do better.
Okay, so then your assignment for next week then is to create SOPs for that person.
Okay.
I don't think that's one of the first things when you delegate for the first time. You'll learn what you need, but create a list of SOPs and let's share that next week. What is it that you would want in that person? Because I think you hiring them would actually make you a lot happier. And how is it going on personal front?
Pretty good. We went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
That was good.
Yeah. And I think I learned to be more voice out about my thoughts, like my things that I don't like. So I get what I want now.
Yeah. Oh, look at that energy. I get what I want. All right.
Yeah.
That's a win. Look at Rochelle. She got very excited about that. Good. That is exactly, you know what? Can we all just say that to ourselves? I get what I want. Knowing what you want and then just going and getting it. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at you, how happy. I like that.
Thank
Miss
you.
Rochelle, you were going to share one more thing. You're on podcast and you talked about how all that's going.
Podcast. I'm in a real estate magazine. I'm super excited about. I did a article, which again, writing is not the easiest thing for me, but I've learned that I can dictate. Shelley takes it and makes it puts it on in paper. I just adjust it real quick and send it off. So that I had that, and then I spoke at another event as well. Oh yeah, I spoke down in Orange County at the Ren event down there as well.
And what did you speak about?
Again, the passive income.
Okay.
Transitioning people from doing, raising money for flips to raising money for passive income. And it was very, very well received.
Okay,
Much easier for me to go and join and talk about what I've got going on than speak about it in my own backyard and my own Ren group, if that makes sense, because I don't want to be pitching all the time.
And so to those people, what was the outcome for you?
The outcome for me, again, I've got on calls, I have 6 different calls that are scheduled. People interested in investing out of state.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So this is why, I started this whole thing saying that's how you celebritize. Even within, Dorothy, there's a community of people who, I would love to see you put together a little talk to go talk to hospitals or nurses at some group that they have to talk about possibilities,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dorothy, Dorothy, do you do HELOCs by any chance? You don't, do you?
No, I don't. Sorry. It's more the banks. They do it.
Okay.
All right. So it is that time. It's 3 minutes to the hour.
I need, well, I'll jump off, but.
Okay.
I would like to be back here next week. Justin, I would like each of you to come up with a word or this little bit of an identity. So if I were to put you on a podcast going, hey guys, I want you to listen to Justin. He's the blank, blank, blank. And this is what he's talking about. And yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I missed the first part. Are we having a meeting every week at the same time?
I am for this month, for month 4, it's every week and it's an hour. Here's why, because I'm going to give you an assignment. I want you to be a lot more active.
Mm-hmm.
the thing I hate to do when I start coaching is to get people very stressed out in the beginning going, oh, I have another thing I have to get on these calls. But right now we're going to make it, and we can make it 45 minutes to an hour, but I want things done. I want a name for you guys. I want the brand. I'd like you to start thinking about what little free gift can you give away.
Mhm.
So Dorothy, if you were to talk to nurses and I put you in a room and that seems to be part of your audience, what's the little thing you might give them, which is the PDF on how they can get a loan easier, or how they get into houses, or case studies,
Mhm.
kind of just delving into your business from a different direction. Anita, does that make sense too for you? You're working on your business card. Well, that kind of goes into the whole brand. Justin, I would love to see you on some podcasts. When I first met you in our group, I was so intrigued, and everybody was, by your concept of success. Like, you expect success. And so you could actually talk about that. You don't have to talk, you already got a job, and I don't want you to jeopardize the job, but you can talk in terms of motivation or how you stay organized, or whatever it is. It's kind of like even your secret sauce is something that you can talk about. But I want to know what that is, and there needs to be a giveaway. I would go to GoDaddy, each of you, and I would get free gift from Justin, free gift from Ania, free gift from Dorothy Pang, free gift from, so that you can always put something up there, and then get on the phone with McKenna and make it a dialogue. See, because it'll help her, and she in turn will absolutely in some way in your career be able to help you. Funnels are amazing for anything, for getting your own list. Guys, I'm hacked out of Facebook. I don't know if you guys know that. I have no Facebook at all. It's been tragic. They went in while I was on a cruise, and I didn't know this was happening, and changed the email associated with all my Facebook accounts. I have 1 million fans. I can't access this. They started posting videos, and Facebook is giving me this much help, even though I've sent stuff in. So you want your own email list. You want your own audience. Dorothy, you're at a company, even though you're a freelancer, you're at a company. You want your own list that you can talk to, that you can help breed with your level of celebrity. And I don't care if it's 100 people at some point, but who follow you, who, when you have an idea, they trust you. That little sense of tribe and community is part of your passive income more than you realize right now, okay? So let's build that while you're building everything else that you're doing. I get to be a 1-hour thorn in your side. Give me a little bit of hours of thinking about it, talking to each other, connect with McKenna, get into the world of funnels, see what that's about, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.